L-I-T, baby, litty lit. Alright guys, so we spoke about the process. Now we're gonna talk about the most important thing, which is the budget. This is the process that I utilize, so it might work for some of y'all, but it might not work for some of y'all.
But it's gonna work for all of y'all, because I make that shit happen, you heard?
So I'm gonna show you guys how I break down my paycheck in order to always be safe and have money to travel. I'm gonna be showing you guys an example of how to break a paycheck of $500 down. And well, it'll all vary. I'm gonna show you that's like the minimum wage paycheck here, like $500. I think like every 2 weeks or something. I don't even know. And even if you make less than that, you can always adjust it to your budget. It might take a little longer, the time frame for your traveling, but it's still gonna be able to happen. So the way I do it is I break my check into 4 different areas. So those 4 different areas are, and I'm gonna be showing y'all also in writing, is number 1, my checkings, number 2, my savings, number 3, my traveling, and then number 4, something that I've developed that's called the
3-month survival
savings. Y'all, that's so important. Somebody put me onto that, and that's the best thing I've ever done. So let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Alright, this is my little ghetto, but yeah, I got the vibe. So this is a visualization of kind of what I was talking about, the 4 different parts of the paycheck, right? That's number 1, checkings, then your savings, then your travel money, then your 3-month survival. So in your checkings, you're pretty much going to keep your money for the week, monies that you got to pay bills that week, and then money, let's say, for metro, food, etc. Whatever your expenses are for that week, it's going to always stay in your checkings. Your savings, so your savings are really important. Why? Because your savings is something you should never touch, y'all. Never touch your goddamn savings, no matter what happens. Freeze it if you have to. But in your savings, your ideal percentage to put there is 20% of your paycheck. So whatever the amount is, take 20% and put it in your savings, no touching. Then when it comes into the traveling, so in the traveling, I usually put about 15%, so as you can see here. So that was telling y'all 20% into the savings of the paycheck, 15% into the travel. So you put 15% of whatever it is you get. And then also what I was talking to you guys about, the 3-month survival. So with the 3-month survival is a little bit different, because the way that you come up with the number of how much you're going to put in there is based on your own expenses. So what I did here was that I added up all my expenses for about 3 months. So I'm talking about my gas, like my rent, my phone, cable, etc. And I came up with a number. And that number, I just times it by 3, and it gave me the total that I would be spending in 3 months if I were not to work and just pay off my, just pay bills. So whatever that number is for you, you have that there as a base, and so you pretty much start saving towards that number. So for example, my number was $3,500, and so what I did was that every paycheck I would put $100 there, or 50, which is why I put 50, but also questionable, because let's say that week your paycheck is bigger, then you should be putting a little more money into the 3-month survival, right? Once I reached that 3,500 mark, then at that point, then I wasn't putting as much money as I was putting before, and instead of putting 200 and 100, I was putting 50, save 85, and so on, just because I already reached my 3-month expenses survival. So at that point, any money extra would just be to extend the period of time that I would, that I can pay things for without working. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. So after the 3,500, I already had 3 months there of everything. And after that, I just kind of kept adding, and now I have up to 5 months, for example. So those are the 4 different breakdown of bank accounts. So these are all 4 different accounts that I have. So now I'm gonna show you guys the numbers based on a 500 paycheck, right? So if let's say we earn $500 every 2 weeks, 20% of that into our savings is gonna be $100. So we're gonna put $100 into our savings, boom, right there. 15% of that will be $75 into our travel, and then we're gonna have here put $50. So the total amount of your paycheck that you're utilizing to save is $225. And you still have $275 that go boom right into your checkings. So that $275 is pretty much a little bit more than half of your paycheck, and with that goes back into your check-ins. You should be more than able to pay your things for that week and still be able to have food and money to spend. So, and what I usually do is, if I feel like I have too much money left over, I put more into my savings. That's just what it is. I increase the money that I put away. Does that make sense? So look at that. You're able to still save. You have your checkings, right? You have your savings that you don't touch. You have your travel money, and boom, you still have money left over. So if you add 225 and 275, that's gonna give you 500. So that's pretty much kind of how I budget myself out. So at this point now, I have a backup, and a backup of a backup. So my savings is always my backup. My travel money is the money that I strictly use only for travel, y'all. Only for travel. And then my 3-month survival is a backup pretty much of my savings. If you see it get dimmer and dimmer, it's because, yeah, the sun is coming down, y'all. We're almost done here. Anyway, so the way that I worked on my travel is this. What I do is, every paycheck I put 50% into my traveling. So let's say, let me be more technical. So let's say you save $75 every 2 weeks. So that's $150 every month. So let's say you save $150 for the next 4 months. We're talking about $600. $600, oof, right there, you got your vacation. That's how I do it. So until I don't have that money there, I don't book another vacation. Once I get up to $600 or anything above that, I know that I can come up with a vacation for 3-4 days with that amount of money. All my vacations are budget friendly, y'all. I don't spend more. It usually ranges from $400 to $800. And if I spend a little more, it's because I've added more. Yeah, we're still live. We're in here. Yeah. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please stay tuned because I'm definitely gonna have more content coming up for you guys, and it's mostly going to be about traveling. I'm gonna have different topics, but it's all gonna depend on you guys. So until next time, you know the vibe.